Thanks for listening to the BlockNation Crypto Podcast, the most exciting podcast in all of crypto. I'm your host, Drew Griffin. In this episode, I talked about why India is banning crypto, how it's a horrible idea, why you can't shut Bitcoin down, and why any country who wants to pass crypto legislation should work with developers to create the new and best type of laws that promote technology and innovation inside their country. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. If you got any comments or feedback, I want to hear from you. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoy. So India is doing probably the dumbest thing any country could ever do when it comes to technology. They're putting an outright ban on crypto. And so anytime a country puts an all-out ban on a technology, it just goes to show me that they hate innovation. Okay, and this is completely idiotic. Why on earth would you ban something that could be as innovative as crypto just because you don't understand it or you can't regulate it or you can't control it? And so it's absolutely ludicrous. Okay, and personally, I think it's a violation of human rights. I mean, humans have the right to access technology. Crypto, although there's some things it could be used to cause harm with, I mean, just like anything, you can cause harm with it, okay? Crypto, there's more good than bad, so to ban it is just a violation of human rights, in my opinion, okay? And this is a horrible idea, and I'm going to look at, first of all, different aspects on why it's a bad idea, but to start off with, banning the technology just puts you behind the technological arms race that the entire world is always in a battle with, okay? And so when you just straight up ban something, all you do is all the people who want to take that technology and use it for good, okay, you just completely shut them down. Because most people who want to take something that's innovative and turn it so that it can be used countrywide or global-wide for something, a good cause, aren't going to do it because it's illegal and they want to break the law. So all you did is open this thing up to criminals, and they're going to be the main ones inside your country using it for whatever reason. So anytime you ban something, that's typically what happens. And we see this a lot of times, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but with marijuana, there's not a whole lot of good research on the usage of marijuana and maybe some medical benefits from it, especially inside the United States, because we did the same thing. They completely banned it. And so all the people who want to do a lot of good research and see if it could perform any good on people weren't able to because of this outright illegal ban on it. And that's the same thing I fear with crypto inside of India. By banning it, they're going to do more harm than good because all the people who want to make it innovative and good aren't going to use it because it's illegal, okay? And so countries are horrible, okay? And they mess this up all the time at banning stuff and making it illegal, all right? Look at the war on alcohol back in the Prohibition era. Didn't do any good, okay? Look at the war on drugs. Doesn't do any good. One of the biggest lopsided wars any country has been a part of is war on drugs because drug dealers and drug cartels have all the advantage because it's something people want and they make trillions of dollars off of it. No country can compete with that. I'm not saying people don't get busted. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's a losing war and every country's on the lopsided bad end of this losing war on drugs. And it's going to be the same way with something as innovative as cryptocurrency, okay? And Bitcoin is by making it illegal, I mean, you're not going to win that battle. And anytime you make something illegal, it usually has the opposite effect of what you're looking for. Okay, so what really happens when stuff becomes illegal, people become aware of it. And usually people who didn't know about it become aware of it, and then they start using it. Okay, and I could definitely see this happening inside of India, is a lot of people probably don't know about Bitcoin, but once you make something illegal, what they do, hey, they want to know what it is. And especially in today's society, in today's global society, no one trusts their government anymore. People have been lied to by their governments and authoritative figures for so many decades now. And with the invention of the internet and so much access to global information, people can call bullcrap on anything. So anytime you make something illegal, people are going to research it. And usually by making it illegal, you make it more widely known throughout your country. This happened with LSD in the 1960s and 50s, okay? The government went on a propaganda scheme to warn people about the bad side effects of LSD. Now, our government screwed up like they always do when it comes to drugs. Instead of just presenting truthful facts about something so people can know about it and collect their own information and form their own biases, they go on this propaganda streak just to basically make it seem like if you take it, you're going to become an evil mass murderer and want to kill everybody, or go on some sort of psychosis that you never come out of. Okay, so you go crazy for the rest of your lives, and you need to be put in a loony bin, because all you can do is lay there and hallucinate and laugh at. That's the type of propaganda they were putting out to people about LSD, instead of just saying, hey, you don't need to take it because it has several bad side effects to your brain. It's a hallucinogen. If you take it, you'll see stuff for like 12 to 24 hours, however long it is, and it's not something you could do. But instead, they make it out to be just some sort of horrific thing that if you take it one time, it's going to ruin the rest of your life. And I'm not saying it can't ruin your life, and I'm not saying people can't get addicted to it and ruin their brains and bodies on it. I'm just saying, instead of presenting truthful facts to people, they go on this crazy propaganda scheme, and what happens within 3 to 6 months after they start putting out stuff in the newspaper, start creating news videos about it, the usage amongst young people shoots up about 400%. Why? Because beforehand, no one even knew what LSD was. But they went on this crazy tear to make it illegal and to show all these people about the crazy, non-true side effects of it. All they did was they enlightened the public on it, and more people started jumping on the LSD bandwagon, and especially with young people, the usage shot way up. Okay, same thing's going to happen with crypto. So if you're telling me a country is going to put a complete ban on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, people aren't going to start looking into that. Okay, so people who've been getting ripped off by banks and their government fiat for decades aren't going to start looking into this new type of payment system that allows them to send money all around the world, and it's private, and it doesn't have to go through a bank or some other third party. They're not going to be interested in that. I mean, when you ban something, you just enlighten your people. And I'm not saying we shouldn't ban stuff. Okay, I'm not saying we shouldn't ban certain substances. I'm not saying we shouldn't ban certain technologies, especially if they're used to do harm. But just know, when you make something illegal, you open up the floodgates, and you're going to enlighten a ton of people on what it is. And if you aren't truthful with it, okay, so if you start making up a bunch of unrealistic bull crap, people are going to see right through it, especially with the internet. Because all someone has to do from India is Google, why is Bitcoin good? Or why is it bad? And they're going to learn. So I'm just saying, as a government, I would tell the truth. Because if you really want to squash this thing, which I don't think you stand a chance in the first place, but if you really want a chance, or to even give yourself a figment of an imagination of a chance, I would be honest with it. Because if you start making up lies and untrue stuff, your citizens are going to see right through it. And the thing is, you can't shut down Bitcoin. Okay, maybe you can shut down some cryptos and taught people how to use that. You can't shut down Bitcoin. It's impossible. Okay, so I could make a transaction with someone off the chain. Okay, so even if they were to, check IP addresses and somehow link the millions of transactions that go through every single day. So if you were to link some IP address because someone wasn't using a VPN in India and somehow trace it back to that person making a transaction on the blockchain, which I think is, going to be a tremendous waste of resources unless it's for some sort of, outrageous criminal activity. But all people would have to do to avoid that is, one, use a VPN. You can't really track, where the IP is coming from. Two, they could just do it off the chain. So you could make a transaction. You could send someone Bitcoin off the chain. It's never online. It could be in person, on a computer, and just make that transaction. And then they could take it out and go to a different country and load it up on the blockchain, okay, at some sort of later point. And it would process it and it would go through. So to think that you can actually shut down Bitcoin is ludicrous. And to think that you're going to prevent your people and you're going to waste government resources from taxes on trying to ban cryptos and crack down on people using them illegally, it's just outrageous. I mean, come on, man. You have to be out of your freaking mind to think that you're going to have a chance to even think you can shut down Bitcoin. You're crazy, okay? It ain't going to happen. India, you can make it illegal all you want. All you're going to do is make it more widespread in your country. And so, I would really look at this bill and I would throw it out the window, because you're going to be wasting time and you're setting your country back. Okay, like I said before, Every country in the world is in a technological arms race with one another. And the second you make something illegal, you set yourself back in innovation. All right, so don't even mess with it. And what they really should do, and I know this for some reason doesn't interest them, but what they really should do, instead of making it illegal and having a bunch of lawmakers make these bills and try to pass these laws over this currency that they have no clue what it is. I mean, most people that pass these cryptocurrency laws don't understand it. And we saw this when they put old Zuckerberg on trial back when he had to sit in front of the Congress and answer all those questions. Those dudes didn't have any idea what Facebook is. And Bitcoin and crypto was way more complicated than something like a social media platform. And so to think that all these lawmakers actually understand it and can make realistic laws that are beneficial for the country over this type of crypto is just, I mean, it's outrageous, okay? But what they should do is they ought to get the smartest blockchain and crypto developers, not just in the country, but try to gather them around the world and speak with them and work with them to try to develop some sort of actual laws that may benefit your country. Okay, and so if the only laws I would look at, and I'm not for this, okay, but the only laws I may look at to try to prevent scams is, put in some laws over certain types of fundraising. All right, just prevent scams. But to just come out and outright ban something, especially a technology, is just, to me, it's insane. I mean, I think you've got to be just completely idiotic to do something like this, right? But what they need to do is work with developers, start understanding what the technology is, okay, what its uses are, how it can be used to cause harm or to do illegal things on the blockchain. Figure out what those are. Work with developers who are, super smart, know more about the matter than anyone else in the world, and develop laws with them so that you're not just putting out this horrible garbage of laws into your country just because you don't understand something and you just want to have complete control of it. Because you can't control Bitcoin. You can't control a lot of the top blockchains out there no matter what you do. Okay, I know a lot of these, were started by a foundation organization, and you can, try and go after them and shut them down. But at the end of the day, Bitcoin, no one owns Bitcoin. Okay, it's not one organization. It's worldwide. It's decentralized. There's nothing you can do to prevent it. Nothing, okay? We can make Bitcoin transactions in outer space, okay? Someone from the moon, all right, can send a Bitcoin transaction, and it's only a matter of time, all right, before we see a Bitcoin transaction happen from Mars. Someone's going to put a rover or link up one of the old rovers to some sort of satellite and process a Bitcoin transaction. Come on, NASA. Can we make that happen? I know you guys can make that happen. You are the smartest people in the world, all right? But we can send Bitcoin transactions from outer space, and you think you're going to ban it inside your country? My goodness, man. What do lawmakers do all day? Do we not have better uses of our time? Are cryptos just so bad in India that they have to come down and say, got to ban them. Can't use them. We don't understand what they are. So that means you as a citizen, you shouldn't be using it because our government, we don't want to take time to actually investigate what this is. So we're just going to ban it. It's crazy. Countries are crazy. How do you just go and ban it? Oh, man, it makes me mad. I feel bad for them because I think it's a violation of human rights. Okay, because if you use Bitcoin, you're not harming anybody. I don't give a damn about people trying to come out and say, it's just used for illegal activities. No, it's not. The number one type of money used for illegal activities, all right, is the U.S. dollar. Hands down. Okay, and most illegal activities are done by banks, all right, but in the eyes of criminals, the most used illegal activity from a form of money has to do with dollars. So come on, don't try to say that's only used for bad. That's ludicrous. No one's going to believe that nonsense. And to think you can just come out and ban it, goodness gracious. All right? I can't believe lawmakers are just so stupid sometimes. And like I said, I feel bad for people of India because it is a violation of human rights. You have the right to use new technologies as long as it's not doing harm to someone else or it's not, catastrophic to society. All right, you should be able to use it. So to ban it, I would be pissed if I lived in India. I think it's outrageous. If I was a citizen in India, I would do everything I can to fight for this because, like I said, I think it's a violation of human rights. And if someone from the Indian government wants to jump on here and argue this with me, I would love to have you on my show because I guarantee you can't give me 3 actual good reasons as to justify banning this type of technology. Okay, you know what? I'll do a favor. If you're a lawmaker in India, you just give me one solid reason. Don't give me some fluff reason. You give me one solid reason, all right, and I'll change my mind. I'll publicly come out and apologize for calling out your government for its idiotic choice of banning a crypto. I mean, this is just stupidity. If I was in charge of all those lawmakers, I would fire them. But, you know, they got the power somehow or another, right? Probably through some sort of illegal activity. No, I'm just kidding. All right, but the ban on crypto in India, it's stupid. And this is going to eventually come to bite them in the ass. Because like I said, you're banning the technology. What does having an innovative technology and allowing people to create companies based off that innovative technology do? It brings in tax dollars, okay? It boosts your economy. I mean, could you imagine what would happen to the United States if we just banned smartphones? I mean, our stock market would collapse, okay? Because we have so much stock based on all these companies that produce smartphones and all the companies that produce chips, all this. I mean, when you ban a technology, you don't just hurt the citizens, you hurt the entire economy, okay? Because you're limiting the growth in that technological field, and there's new blockchain companies coming out every single day. So why would you not want that? All right, it blows my mind when countries and states hate innovation. And for all you New Yorkers out there, okay, New York is not a very crypto-friendly state. And I go on a different rant on a different one of my shows on that, but they're not making it legal. But there's some New York laws that are, come on, man. Be crypto-friendly. Bring innovation to your country so that you can prosper off of it. And there's a lot of smart people that can build some really great companies and create so many jobs if you would make it legal. Okay, I'm not saying don't have regulations, because there are people who are going to, try to use it for harm or create scams out of it. Not saying just open up the floodgates and let it be the Wild West out here. Okay, but don't destroy a chance to grow your economy and create one of the most useful and productive things inside the economy, which is jobs. Okay, and I don't know too much about, India's economy. I guess I should do a little bit more research on it. But to say that you don't want to bring more jobs to your country is just complete idiocracy. It means you really don't care about your people. Okay, and like I said before, I think it's a violation of human rights. I would be pissed if I was a citizen in India and they're just going to come out and tell me I can't use this technology. That doesn't do any harm to anybody. And the main reason behind it is they don't understand it, or they just want to have complete control over what their citizens are doing. And we see this a lot with countries, okay? I think that's the number one reason China banned Bitcoin mining, is I think they want to have complete control over what their citizens do, and that's just one more step. So if you're in a country and you have the opportunity to vote on crypto laws, keep them crypto friendly, okay? Because they benefit the individual, especially Bitcoin, okay? It gives you power back as an individual that our government and so many other governments have been trying to take away from citizens over the past decades. And not just governments, but banks and third-party financial institutions that just try to destroy our wealth. Okay, so you want crypto in your country, and like I said, you can't stop Bitcoin. Even if your country comes out and says Bitcoin's illegal, all right, they can't stop it. Man, just grinds my gears. How are you just going to make some technology illegal? Goodness gracious. All right, like I said, if anyone from the Indian government wants to discuss this with me, I will have you on. I will own you on my podcast, because you won't be able to give me one good reason why it's illegal. This has been the BlockNation Crypto Podcast. Thanks for listening. I'm your host, Drew Griffin. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you go to my blog. Make sure you follow me on Twitter @DrewGriffin. Thanks for watching us. Make sure you check us out every single morning during the week. I put out a new podcast or a new show. Thanks for listening.